That
I
blur.
don't know how ghosty it would be.
Well, it was like a blur.
That's true.
Beetlejuice. Oh wait, that was.
I do want to see that movie.
Well, of course. Yeah. So, all right, we're live now.
Mhm.
We're waiting.
Yep.
See if anybody shows up.
Yep.
Probably won't.
Well, it's all right.
They might. It's okay.
They might.
We can just go ahead and start if you want.
I normally get an update that says your life, but I'm not getting that.
Maybe it's a CrowdStrike problem.
No God.
Let's not joke, shall we?
Okay.
Let's see if she gets anything.
Oh,
All right.
I don't want to do that.
It says we're
It
live.
says your life.
It
All
does.
right.
It does say
I
we're
just
live.
didn't get the
Oh,
notification.
Okay.
okay. Well,
Welcome to July 2024.
welcome to July 2024.
Cocktail.
July, just in case you missed that, 2024. July.
It does seem like this year's gone quickly.
What the heck?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
like seemed like just yesterday it was like still July.
January.
No, that was several months ago.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so welcome to the show. It is July 2024. Apparently, Miss Mercy's going to now run the mouse. Okay. Oh, have we come in?
Come on.
Mama Mercy's
Good
on.
evening, Mama Mercy.
All right.
All right.
So back to it. Okay. And I know they know when I digress, they're not overly fond of that. So let's go ahead and just get on into it. All right. July, Days of Note.
Oh, we're doing the Days of Note, apparently.
Well, we have. It's a thing.
Stay tuned.
Okay. It's a segment.
Yeah. A segment. It's a segment.
It's a segment. Okay. Anyway, the July 2nd is
Mhm.
World UFO Day.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh,
And July 4th is Independence Day, which, if you've seen the movie, you could tie those two things together.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know,
you
it
could.
could be aliens and Independence
Yes,
Day.
you could.
Okay.
Okay.
July 8th is Video Games Day.
Video Games Day.
Things close to my heart.
Mhm.
July 17th, National Hot Dog Day.
Huh.
Who knew they had their own hot dog? Maybe the Oscar Mayer thing goes around.
Couldn't say.
Hard to tell. July 20th, Space Exploration Day.
I'm guessing that all of these, since it says July Days of Note,
Uh-huh.
you could probably leave out the July on the front.
Okay. 21st, which is today,
Today.
National Ice Cream Day.
What?
We should have ice cream.
We absolutely should.
And the 31st, I thought you'd like this one, Uncommon Musical Instrument Day. Now, I don't know if that's like, what does John and Adam have? The
The
therephane?
the Therapin.
Therephane, which is a really
Yeah.
unusual, it's an electronic,
It's
kind of like a synthesizer, but you play it like
It's that one
it's,
that makes kind of the
you like put your hands over
Yeah.
it and it interacts. Yeah, I thought something like that would be fun.
Mhm.
So we probably got to get one of those.
Theremin, yep,
Now, you
theremin.
should tell our viewers what you just purchased this month,
I purchased an upright string bass.
which is not that uncommon, but it is hard to find.
It is kind of hard to find, but I did pick one up, and I'm
And,
very
and when
excited
do we pick it
about
up?
On the
4th
4th
of July.
That is correct.
Okay, so-
So,
All right. Now, this one I think you'll appreciate. Another segment, our quote of the month. July is hollyhocks and hammocks, ham hocks, fireworks and vacations, hot and steamy weather, cool and refreshing swims, beach picnics, and vegetables all out of the garden by a
Aw.
lady named Jean Hersey. I have no
Well-
who idea she is, but
well, that's lovely.
it could be a dude, I
Kind of
guess.
sounds like July, doesn't it?
It does, which
It
is
really
it's in
does.
the quote.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Oh, here I screwed this up. Let me quick make it July things. This is live theater, folks.
Wow.
Okay.
Fixing things on the fly.
I did. Now it's July things. Okay.
Mhm.
Birthstone for the month,
Ruby.
Ruby.
Did not
Mhm.
know that.
Flowers of the month, zinnias, petunias, and sunflowers.
Yes, two of my friendly ones, zinnias and sunflowers, I'm very fond of.
Mm-hmm. And the zodiac sign is Cancer for the first part of the month and Leo for the last,
Good to know.
which, we don't follow any of that. But July has a special full moon.
Really?
It does. It's called the buck moon. And they call it that because the deer's antlers are in full growth at this time of the year.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, that is actually interesting.
I thought it was.
I agree with you.
Okay. That's all I got for all that stuff. Because, we don't want to bore our readers or listeners with readers. Yeah. Well, so they might be following along.
They might be.
All right. So, what is our cocktail of the month? We're going with the science fiction theme.
We are.
It's the H.G. Wells cocktail from the Let's Bring Back the Cocktail book.
So this is a fun little book I found on Amazon. There are a few different ones there. This one just happens to be the cocktail edition, and a lot of them are pre-prohibition or prohibition drinks. And so mid-century. This one's kind of a mid-century drink, and so I thought it would be fun. We were looking around, and I thought, well, we haven't done a science fiction
And I love
theme,
science. And I love
right?
science fiction.
We haven't done a science
Now we
fiction
have
theme.
had a request for a Pangalactic Gargle Blaster, and we will. Oh, yeah, our producers. We're gonna pull that one up probably later in the year
Uh-huh.
because we've had, or the Vulcan Mind Probe is another one. So, so we may shift into some sci-fi theme going forward. But
I
this
suppose.
this is our first one that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So H.G. Wells, in case you're not familiar, it's actually Hubert. Yeah, I believe it is. Anyway, H.G. Wells, who's called the father of science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
So he was born in 1866 in Bromley, Kent, England,
Mm-hmm.
and he died in 1946 at the age of 79.
Mm-hmm.
He lived in London at the time. He wrote what he called scientific romance novels,
Okay.
which that's his terminology for it. Everybody else
Sure.
just called them science fiction, but he
Right.
called them scientific romance,
All right.
including The Time Machine, The Island of Dr. Moreau, which is about basically a guy who's creating melding people with
Mhm.
animals. I don't know what our listeners know or don't. The Invisible Man, which is great show. The War of the Worlds, and The First Men in the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So he was not really a science fiction like hardware guy like Jules Verne. Had 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and his things.
She's fine.
Oh well, it's fine. He was more like hardware stuff,
Mhm.
but H.G. Wells was more concept,
Mm.
so it was more like that. So
I would like to say that there used to be a show on Sci-Fi, the Sci-Fi Channel, called Warehouse 13, and there H.G. Wells was a woman, and I thought that was a really interesting
it was.
version of the character and what she was doing with kind of spacey time travel and stuff. But she wasn't very friendly. So
It was fun. Now here's a fun fact that most people probably may know something about. On October 30th, 1938, there was a radio broadcast by Orson Welles, and a lot of viewers, millions of people tuned into this because radio was a fairly big thing back at the time.
Yep.
And a lot of people missed the original start of that show, and so they did not realize it was actually a teleplay. And so they thought it was reality news. And so they were getting a series of news broadcasts about a violent attack on Earth by Martians.
correct.
And so many people ran out of their houses, screaming from their homes and panicking. And it was just, nowadays it seems kind of silly, but back then apparently it was a big deal.
1938 was a different time.
It was. And radio
Mhm.
was a newfangled thing.
Yep.
All right. So now we're going to move on to the actual cocktail.
The actual cocktail. So it actually has bourbon.
You like the recipe?
Oh, there you go. It's going to have a bourbon, a dry vermouth, a dash of Pernod, which I had to look up. It's pronounced Pernod, and ice cubes with a garnish of a lemon peel.
See, it's got a D, but don't pronounce it.
So Pernod is another one of those lovely herbals. It's anise based, and so we are going to do a taste of it. It smells lovely. I suspect it will taste a little bit like the chartreuse that we've tried, and the Galliano that we've tried, and even the absinthe, really. So I expect that it will be quite tasty, but it's been around since 1805. So it's been around for quite a while. And it actually, once they took absinthe off the market because of the green fairies and the wormwood, it was replaced really by Pernod is what replaced it. So I am looking forward to trying it. So we have a little sample here to give a go. As you can see, it's got that lovely green flavor.
I can actually
color
smell
to
a
it.
little bit of.
Smell the green. I can smell the green, right? It's got that green, beautiful green color to it.
That's
And
great.
so it smells amazing.
It does taste a lot like absinthe.
It's really lovely.
It's
better
got
than
that.
absinthe.
It's that herbal.
It really is.
But it's not quite as licoricey as the absinthe.
No.
It's got the flavor to
Mhm.
it, but it's not quite as harsh.
So
But very nice.
it's really lovely. It's actually quite lovely.
Okay, can we have our accoutrements now, please?
Yep.
Could you pass them over,
Yep.
or you can
All
do them? I don't
right.
care.
So we're going to take a chilled glass. We're going to
Look at that. Chill. Okay.
You're going to move to the next bit there.
Well, we can. Sure.
There we go. So we've got it here.
So this is our
Thank
the
you.
bourbon. and the Pernod, and a dash of the Pernod. It's got dry vermouth. We use Martini Rossi because it seems to be the one everybody's get a hold of. We're going to use our Blue Note bourbon, which is the companion to the rye whiskey that we like, which is the other one.
So we're stirring this. A lot of the drinks that we make actually get made in the shaker, but this one is going for a stir. So we will, thank you very much. We are going to give it a nice stir there.
And I'm going to get,
And then I think it'll sit. And then we are just going to do that
dogs do not eat lemon.
and pour it in. I'm a little bit surprised that, well, it is just a dash of the Pernod. Much like absinthe, you kind of use it to rinse the glass. I was hoping that it would have some of that lovely green color, but that's all right. It kind of doesn't.
All right.
And
It's
then,
not the best lemon I've ever done, but it's twisty.
oh, goodness gracious.
That's
me.
fine.
All right. So,
And in the book, it said a spritz of misanthropy. And
all
if you wonder what
right.
that means, it means hatred or mistrust of
Oh,
humankind,
well, all
which I
right.
think probably is the Martians' viewpoint.
That probably
That's
was.
got to be where that came from.
Yes.
I don't know.
All right. So this is a mid-century recipe, and we're going to give it a go. So let's see what happens.
You try it?
I think you should try it first.
All right. Well, here's to science fiction and Martians.
Absolutely.
All right. I probably shouldn't have had the taste before.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's like, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Man,
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
man, I need a palate cleanser.
All
I
right.
think it'll be fine. It's just all I taste really is the. You know what? Let's cleanse the palate. We'll just see if the bourbon takes care of it.
That is interesting.
Yeah,
That is interesting. I don't know.
yeah. There's nothing in there that'll cause any harm to producers.
I just don't know what I think of that. It doesn't really.
I mean, it's not.
It has no flavor.
That's what I was just going to say.
But I'm wondering if that's because we tasted the. No, you think it just has no flavor?
I'm a little surprised at it. It doesn't have as much flavor as I was thinking that it would.
I think the vermouth cut the bourbon.
Right.
And the bourbon doesn't have a ton of flavor either. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's very smooth for bourbon. So, I mean, if you like bourbon straight up, man, I mean, Blue Note, because that stuff is smooth.
Okay. So
We're gonna call this one the middle of the
I'm
road.
gonna call. Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think I'm gonna call it kind of neutral because I don't know that.
You want to try something?
No, maybe a little more splash of the Pernod. Maybe they're requiring the Pernod for flavor.
What?
That's about what I put in the first place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I think we're going to call this one neutral. It's not a slam dunk like some of the ones we've done in the past.
It's not nearly as bad as a Bumbo.
Mm.
It's much better. Well, okay, the Bumbo is really the lowest bar we ever had.
Followed very closely by the mint julep.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah,
it
no
is.
good.
So, but for the most part, we really like the herbal liqueurs. And honestly, the Pernod, it's just by itself is only 40% alcohol.
It is lovely.
It is lovely.
And,
I mean,
and I mean, you could drink
that's
that as a
definitely
cordial.
something to sit and sip. Yeah, but I'm going to go for neutral. I don't know that I think it's.
No, I'm just saying I'm probably not going to ever make another one of those. Just not because it's terrible, but because it's just not good enough. I mean, we've got so many things that are so tasty.
We do.
Like you know,
Time works
the drink we keep coming back. Well, what was the summer one we just did? Summer Breeze?
The Spring Buzz.
Spring Buzz. That was fantastic.
That was really lovely.
You know, and we always come back, circle around to the Lady Songbird. I was getting there.
And a perfect.
We'll make her
Manhattan,
produce
so.
another one of those, you know, because they're very lovely.
But yeah, so I would say it's okay. It's not hitting anything out of the park. But it's
well, we
nice.
like the sci-fi angle.
We do like the sci-fi angle very much, and it might take us down a sci-fi path. So we hope that if you do try it, let us know what you think about it. And I think probably that is all we have for you for July. Now, when we come back to see you again, it will be August, and that will mean that autumn is right around the corner. So we'll probably be doing something with a little bit late summer flair. We'll see.
We could. I mean, we might be sitting on hay bales. We have no idea. Probably not.
Probably not.
It's kind of messy.
That's kind of messy.
All right. So probably not that. So
well, as we always say, drink responsibly and get into the spirit of things.
And try Lady Songbird.
Thanks.
Bye
Bye.
all.